Your air conditioner has been running since noon. It's 4 o'clock now. The house still feels thick, and you're standing in front of the vent with your hand up trying to feel if it's even doing anything at all. You already changed the filter. You did that last month like you're supposed to. The outside unit sounds fine. It's not making any strange noise. And so you're stuck thinking the thing is just old or it's low on that refrigerant gas. And the next call you make is going to cost you a service fee just to have a man walk in your house and tell you what's wrong. Before you make that call, I want you to go look at one part you have probably never once touched. It's called the blower wheel. Some people call it a squirrel cage, on account of it looks like one of those wire wheels you'd see in a hamster cage, except it's metal, and it's got dozens of little curved blades set close together in a circle. That wheel is the thing that actually pushes the air through your whole house. Your filter catches dust. Your coils get looked at. Nobody, and I mean almost nobody, ever looks at that wheel. And that wheel is where your air is dying. Here's why it matters more than the filter does. A filter is flat. Dust builds up on the front of it in a sheet, and a sheet of dust is bad, but at least it's out where you can see it and swap it. That wheel is not flat. It's dozens of curved blades sitting an inch apart, spinning around. And dust doesn't sit on it in a sheet, it packs into the curve of every single blade, layer on layer, month after month, and it gets packed in hard, almost like a felt. I've seen wheels where that packed dust was thick as a good candle. Every one of those blades is supposed to be scooping air and throwing it down your ductwork. When it's caked over, it's not scooping air anymore. It's just spinning a lump of dirt in a circle. The motor's still running full speed, drawing the same power it always did, and it's barely moving any air at all. That's why your house won't cool down, even though nothing sounds broken. Nothing is broken. It's just choked. And this is the part that should bother you a little. 1/10 of an inch of packed dust on that wheel, not even 1/4 inch. 1/10 can cut your system's efficiency by 1/5 or more. That's not me rounding up to make a point. That's what happens when a fan can't move air right. Your unit runs longer to do the same job, your electric meter spins the whole time, and at the end of the month you're paying for cool air you never got. So before you spend money on anybody, you're going to go look at this yourself. It's not hard. It takes maybe half an hour the first time you do it, and after that you'll know your own unit, and it'll go faster. Let me walk you through it start to finish. First thing, always, and I don't care how simple this sounds, cut the power. Go to your breaker box and flip the breaker that runs your air handler or your furnace, whichever one has the blower in it. Don't just turn the thermostat off. Turn the actual power off at the box. That fan can kick on by itself if a call for cooling comes through while your hands are inside it, and you do not want to find that out the hard way. Once the power's off, find your air handler. For most folks, that's a big metal box, either in a closet, in the basement, or up in the attic wherever your furnace or coil unit sits. There's a panel on the side or front held on with a few screws, sometimes just clips. Take that panel off and set the screws somewhere you won't lose them. I keep a little dish on top of mine just for that. Inside there, you're going to see the blower wheel sitting right there in its housing, usually right behind or below where your filter goes. It's a metal cylinder, open on the ends, with all those thin blades running around it. Take your flashlight and look close at the blades. If you see gray felt-like buildup packed in every gap, that's your problem right there, staring at you. Now, on most units that wheel will pull out. There's usually a set screw on the side of it where it clamps onto the motor shaft. Loosen that with a wrench or a screwdriver, and the whole wheel slides off toward you. Some units make you take the motor out with it as one piece. Either way, go slow and take a picture with your phone before you touch anything, so you remember exactly how it all sat when it's time to put it back. Once it's loose enough to get your hands and a brush into, this is where the actual work happens. A stiff little brush, an old toothbrush does the job, or a cheap paintbrush get down in between every blade and scrape that packed dust loose. It won't want to come at first. Keep at it. Have your shop vacuum running right alongside you, nozzle close, so it's pulling the dust up as fast as you knock it loose instead of letting it settle back into the next blade over. If the wheel comes all the way off, you can take it right outside and hose it down hard, then set it in the sun to dry all the way through before it goes back in. Do not put it back in wet. Water and an electric motor do not belong in the same sentence. By the way, this kind of thing, cleaning your own unit instead of paying for it, That's the whole idea behind how I run this house. I've got a book with every trick like this written down in one place. The things I do instead of calling somebody or buying something new. It's on my website, links right below this video. Go grab it if that's the kind of help you're after. I won't mention it again. While that wheel's drying, don't waste the time. Pull your filter and hold it up to a light if you can't see light through it, clean and even. It's done. Put a new one in. And take a look at your coils, the fins right there next to the blower. If they've got a gray fuzz sitting on them, a soft brush attachment on your vacuum, run light and easy in the same direction as the fins. We'll clear most of it. Don't press hard. Those fins bend if you look at them wrong. And bent fins choke air just like a dirty wheel does. Once your wheel's bone dry, slide it back onto the shaft the way it came off. Tighten that set screw back down, snug, and put your panel back on. Then, and only then, go flip your breaker back on. Turn your thermostat down and stand by that vent again. This is the part people don't believe until they feel it themselves. Air that was drifting out weak and lukewarm comes out hard and cold, like the unit just got a lung transplant. I've had people tell me it felt like the unit was brand new. It's not new. It's the same motor, same coils, same everything. It can just finally breathe. That's the whole secret behind blowing twice as cold. It was never about the coolant, and half the time it was never even about the coils. It was about a fan that couldn't move air because nobody ever looked at it. Now, I want to say something plain because it's true and somebody ought to say it. A service call for a slow AC runs you $300–400 easy, sometimes more if they want to talk you into a new part. And here's the thing, plenty of those service visits. The tech pulls the panel, glances at the filter, checks your refrigerant pressure, and never once pulls that blower wheel. It's slow work, it's dirty, it doesn't show up on a gauge, and there's no part to sell you when you're done. A can of refrigerant, a new capacitor, a new motor, those have a price tag and a markup. A man with a toothbrush cleaning dust off a fan for 45 minutes does not make anybody money. So plenty of times it just doesn't get done. And you get sent home with a bill and a unit that's still choking on the same dirt it had when you called. I'm not telling you every tech is out to shortchange you. Some are thorough. And if yours pulls that wheel and shows you what it looked like, that's a good one. You keep him. I'm telling you this part gets skipped often enough that you shouldn't have to gamble on which kind you got. Not when you can check it yourself for the price of a toothbrush and half an hour on a Saturday. Do this once at the start of every cooling season. And once more if you've got pets shedding in the house or you're running that unit hard through a long summer. It doesn't need to be a production every time. Once it's clean, it stays reasonably clean for months, and a quick look with a flashlight tells you if it's building back up. So here's what I want you to do. Go pull that panel this week before the next hot stretch, and just look at the wheel with a flashlight. You don't even have to clean it today. Just look. If it's caked, you'll know exactly what's been robbing you all summer, and you'll know exactly what to do about it. Tell me in the comments what you found back there. I want to know how bad it was, and I want to know if your air came out colder after. I read every one of them, and it's the honest truth that half of what I know, I learned from somebody just like you telling me what worked at their house.